Welcome, graduates, teachers, family members, and community members to Princeton High School's Class of 2020 Virtual Commencement Ceremony. It is truly an honor to be speaking with you all today as we celebrate the Class of 2020's accomplishments. Now, before I begin my speech, I'd like to let you all in on a little secret. When I first found out I was giving a speech at graduation, I was definitely excited, kind of already had some ideas of what I wanted to do in my head. Within the first week, I was able to write my first outline. I sat on that for a couple of days, looked back on it, and decided I did not like it. For some reason, I just did not see myself giving this speech at graduation. So I tried again and wrote my second outline. This one took a couple of weeks, and it was a couple of weeks. I had plenty of time to write this speech, and I again decided to trash it. So as I began my third outline, I did what any student in my position would do. I Googled how to write a salutatorian speech. Now, I'm not saying I'm proud of it, but it certainly helped me write this speech, so I have to thank Wikipedia. Now, without further ado, I'll get to my speech. I'd like you all to think back 2.5 months ago, Friday, March 13th to be exact, the day many of us found out we would not be returning to school for a period of time. I'm sure the school day began as any average day would. If you're anything like me, you're rolling into the parking lot right as the 7:55 bell was ringing. What classes did you have that day? Who did you talk to? And if you knew it was your last day of high school ever, what would you have done differently? Now, I have to admit, these were some of the questions that ran through my mind often the past 2.5 months. However, I know that there is no point in dwelling on these thoughts for long. How our senior year ended was out of our control. It was not our fault. I know it is a tough time. I know a lot of us will not get the experience of stepping up to the plate, starting line, or court one last time. We won't get our last band, choir concert, ice cream social, prom, senior skip day, not that I'm promoting that. We also won't get our last day of high school where we have graduation practice and no more finals. We would be experiencing these milestones with each other, our friends, some of the same friends we've gone to school with since kindergarten. And next year will look very different to each of us. No matter where we go or what we do, we will not be together. I ask everyone today to shift their mindset. Turn this situation into a valuable life lesson. Never take anything, anytime, or anyone for granted. Go out to dinner with your family. Hug your grandparents, call a friend. Take risks, dream big, and love more. Because you never know when the little everyday things, such as walking down the halls of Princeton High School, only become a memory. And while we will take those memories with us, we look forward to our future and achieving our dreams. We all have dreams for ourselves, and I can almost guarantee you that your dream will be different than the graduate next to you. No matter how different or crazy the dream for your future may seem, I ask one thing of you today: work hard for it. Whether you're going to a 2- or 4-year university, the military, the workforce, trade school, we will be faced with challenges along the road to achieving success. The answer to these challenges: dream big and grow from setbacks. There has been a very powerful message going around social media this past week, and I thought I'd share it with you all today. If you are ever feeling defeated in the time we are living in right now, I suggest you really take a moment to listen and let these words sink in. I do find that this message is very applicable to a variety of situations going on right now. This is by Leslie Dwight. What if 2020 isn't canceled? What if 2020 is the year we've been waiting for? A year so uncomfortable, so painful, so scary, so raw, that it finally forces us to grow. A year that screams so loud, finally awakening us from our ignorant slumber. A year we finally accept the need for change. Declare change, work for change, become the change. A year we finally band together instead of pushing each other further apart. 2020 isn't canceled, but rather the most important year of them all. Again, I don't really need to tell you that this spring has been different. It's hard to accept the fact that our high school experience is not ending the way we expected it to. But on this occasion, this complete turning point in our lives, graduating high school in these difficult times we are in now, these obstacles cannot stop us from pursuing our dreams. In order to achieve our dreams, or what we strive for most in our lives, we must accept the fact that there will be rough patches along the way, thus the need for perseverance and hard work. Going into the future, we will have multiple challenges to overcome. If we are committed to persevering, we will be able to do the hard work necessary to achieve our dreams. And after every checkpoint in our lives, there is a whole lot of hard work behind it. So, class of 2020, lift your chins and wear that grad cap with pride. Why? Because each and every one of you worked hard to deserve this moment right here. Thank you.
Good morning, class of 2020, or good afternoon, or evening. I suppose it depends on when you decide to open up YouTube and watch this video. If you would have told me a few months ago that we graduate high school by picking a time slot to receive our diplomas with just a few family members, I would have laughed in your face. But here I am, talking to an empty Prouty gym. It truly is unfortunate that this is the way we are going out. It's not how I had planned. It's not how any of us had planned. However, I do find it ironic that the same people that couldn't wait to get out of here are all of a sudden begging to come back. We had it pretty good, didn't we? I will always remember game days in Miss Grove's class that usually ended up with some of us in the hallway. Or physics labs with the man, the myth, the legend, Papa Pete. What I am getting at is these times have taught us a valuable lesson, a lesson that we should carry with us for the rest of our lives. You never know how quickly something can be taken away from you, whether it was a spring sport that wasn't, the musical that didn't happen, or proudly walking across the stage to receive a diploma in front of hundreds. Each and every one of us had something we were looking forward to. I encourage each and every one of you to take advantage of every opportunity you get and make the absolute most out of every day you are given. While most people say they don't even remember their high school graduation, I think it's safe to say that we won't be forgetting this anytime soon. I hope we can appreciate this time as one that changed us for the better. I wish everyone the best of luck going forward, and I hope that if you only got one thing out of this speech, it is to take nothing for granted. As I'm told my dad used to say, do it right the first time. Because, a global pandemic may hit and you will never have the chance to do it again. Class of 2020, it's been real, it's been fun, it's been real fun. Thank you and congratulations.
What's up, 2020 classmates? Good morning, faculty, family, and any interested others who I hope I don't put to sleep today. Presenting this in front of a camera is not the way I envision this, so bear with me because it seems awkward to me as well. Although it's probably better that we did it in this format, given that I've been running a fever and cough lately. No, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness, I did struggle finding a topic that I wanted to present today, considering I tore up about half a dozen drafts in the process. Then I heard Eli Manning's message for the class of 2020, and I knew I wanted to build off of his ideas. The theme of his speech was that in life, all a person needs to do is show up and be present. I think today, more than ever before, this theme is spot on. Showing up to school or work, showing up for your family and friends, and living in the present moment is all a person really needs to do. No matter how easy it may seem to hit the snooze button, showing up to school and work is pretty important. We all just finished high school where, let's be honest, if you showed up to school and were halfway awake, you could probably skate by with C's, unless it was Mr. Passmore's King Arthur test. But as we go off to the college or the work world, it will become more and more our responsibility to be there and be ready to work. Even if school may not be your cup of tea, like speech writing isn't mine, showing up can only put you on the path to success. Next, I want to talk about how important it is to show up for the ones closest to you. Family and friends are, to me, probably the most important things in life. Even though you may get mad and have arguments with them, I've found that it's very important to always be there for them, regardless of what the situation may be. Our class, like any class in high school, had its fair share of drama throughout the years. Groups butted heads, and there were tensions between friends. I'd say that about the middle of junior year rolled around, and the cliques started to fade. We figured out that life's way too short to worry about the little things and hold grudges. Holding grudges leads to regret later, so for family, friends, and any people you meet, show up and be there for them. And not only be there for them, truly be attentive rather than off in your own world on your phone. As parents remind us all the time, our generation always has our noses in our phones way too much. I'm as guilty, if not more guilty, as the next guy in using my phone too much, which probably does take away from enjoying precious moments with friends who we may not see for a long time as we get out of the walls of PHS. So go out, spend time, and appreciate all the time spent with your family, friends, and classmates, because the days are numbered until the reality hits that each of us actually have to go our separate ways and start our own lives. And when a friend calls on you for help, show up. I sincerely hope you're still awake. Thank you.
Class of 2020, your efforts have not gone unnoticed. Although this is not a traditional end, the work you have put into PHS is deeply appreciated and equally recognized. I'd like to thank those who have provided our class recognition. Thank you to Princeton High School's teachers, administrators, counselors, Board of Education members, and others in the Princeton community who have worked hard to reach out and donate their time and support. On behalf of the class of 2020, we are donating 2 phone charging stations, one for the outdoor concessions area and one in the cafeteria, for students, parents, and gamegoers to utilize. These stations will serve as a reminder of how our class powered through this unconventional end to our senior year. Lastly, I want to state how much of an honor it has been to serve as your class president these past 2 years. I really do know that each and every one of you are strong, young individuals who have such bright futures to look forward to. And hey, if we weren't strong before, we certainly are now.